Okay, so I want to show you something I'm going to do today. I'm going to take off my nail polish. I'm going to use and make these decals using acrylic paint pens and decals from WhatsUpNails. So first thing, I'm going to take off the decal. I'm going to try to. Some of them didn't come loose, so what I do is I stick it to the back. The ones that didn't come loose, I just press them on. And now we have a clean pool. This is water decal paper, and I'm just going to place it on to the decal paper. Just making sure it's good and flat. The paper that I'm using is the Hippo Water Slide decal paper or inkjet clear. So after I do that, I take my marker this is an acrylic marker. I'm just going to paint in silver. I'm trying to go on every other one here. Let me get my glasses on because I can't see. The red. Let's do the rest in blue. And you can reuse this. You can just place it back down again. and do it again. So I have already done these. I sprayed them with, I used the Rust-Oleum. I got it Lowe's. I sprayed that on top. But you can also take like a smudge free and you let that dry. This is a little template that I have. Yeah, just use that's my thumb. That's my pinky. So I'm gonna do my thumb and my pinky. I'll just take a little marker tool. You can see this little trace right here. And I'll take this one. I'll do, I like it right there. Some scissors. These are dirty. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the rest of the decals. Okay, right here I stopped talking, but what I've done is I brought out some stampers. I went ahead and painted my nails, and I used Cupcake polish, base coat, and white pop. I did one coat of that. I did a coat of Salon Perfect Pillow Talk. And then I did a coat of Seche Vite. I went and waited for my nails to dry for about an hour. I only had really thin layers so I could wait for them to dry. I am taking my water decal with some water. Making sure that's water. I'm putting the water decal face down because I want the stars to be applied kind of like, you know, you would do it. I'm just doing it this way because I'm going to apply it with a stamper. I'm going to dab it with some water. Just enough where the paper is completely wet and the water's kind of sitting on top. And I'm going to do that for the rest of the decals and let those sit for a minute. It doesn't take long, maybe about 20 seconds for that paper to come loose. By the time I get those applied, give me a piece of paper, some paper towel, and you can just gently remove the backing off the decal. I went ahead and did 2 nails. I did my thumb and my pinky. I have small nail beds, so I was able to do that. I removed the excess water and I let it dry. Usually by the time I come back to it, it'll be good and dry. So I'm using the Maniology Sticky Base Coat to apply a very thin layer of, so I'm gonna have some tackiness for the water decal to go down on. You might hear my cat purring. He's next to me while I'm doing this voiceover. When he hears me talk, he goes crazy. So I'm trying to apply a very thin layer of the sticky base coat, and I'm wanting to make sure I get it all the way to the edges of my nail and not miss any spots, because I want the decal to completely stick. Now hindsight's 2020. I don't know why I hurried, but I usually use the Orly bonder. My Orly bonder's running low and it dries pretty fast, but the sticky base coat, I think, I can't remember the dry time, but I should have waited a little bit longer. But it's trial and error with the sticky base coat, so I'm lining up the decal with my nail. And I'm just pushing out some of the little wrinkles. Smoothing it out. There we go. I'm just going to take a file here. I'm just popping on here to let you know that while you're watching, when you're filing, make sure that has dried, your decal's dried onto your nail. Otherwise, you may pull it away from your nail as you're filing. So be very careful and gentle. I'm taking some remover in a little dish, and I'm gonna go along the edges where I have the decal. If there's any overhang, I want to kind of melt the decal into the nail by just gently putting a little bit of remover along the edges. That kind of helps me make a seal. I'm also removing any that, I couldn't get with the file. That way when I come in with my top coat, I can seal it all in really good. I'm gonna do glitter top. So I'm gonna do before I put on a top coat, I'm going to put on Shine On Crazy Diamond by Orly. I had a little bit of wrinkling, so I thought that would, hide some of the wrinkling. And then after I put this on, I'm gonna put on a top coat. Consistency, I'll just use this. I'm using the Seche Vite. It's the same top coat that I used earlier when I painted my nails. I figured it would work better to use the same top coat than use a different type of top coat. So I'm making sure I get around past the edges of the decal. And it's always good to make the decal a little smaller than your nail bed. That way you can seal the decal. Have a little bit of gap so that top coat can hold it on there. The wrinkling that I had is my application error. Anyone that does full neat nail decals with water decals, there is an application technique that I did not do a great job with. Probably what I'll do to keep it from wrinkling is we'll that might keep it from wrinkling on the edges there. Just about okay. Into it a little bit, and we'll see. And we'll see if that works. Cutting the little slits along the edges, like about 4 of them at different spots, will help the decal kind of wrap around your nail, and it can help with wrinkling. That's a technique you learn with like doing nail foils or full decals, water slide decals. And so I'm gonna try that technique, and it does work. I've applied a thin layer of sticky base, and I should have waited for it to dry a little bit longer. I'm also going to not apply the decal completely to the nail. I'm just kind of going to stick it just so the center part is on there and not push the stamper onto my nail. That way I can have control over laying down the edges and keep it from wrinkling.
Okay, I went ahead and did that top coat.
So I have a matte top coat on my right hand, a glitter top coat and glossy on my left. So I think I am team matte. I like the matte side, and the matte side looks better as far as the application. I just wish I waited for the sticky base to dry longer. These ended up being great. I've kept them on for 4 days. Today's July 8th when I'm doing this, and I did these on July 4th. They're still going. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this gave you some other ideas on how you can do some nail art. Bye.